All right, Jeff Zimmerman here with the two-time world champ, Keith, one-time Thurman, or as I like to call him, the most interesting man in boxing. Down under, got a big fight March 12th with Brock Jarvis. What's up, champ?
Man, it's been a long time coming, but we are back.
3 years.
Let's, let's give me a second. Something just happened. Where we
There you
at?
go.
All right. All right, man. Yeah, man, we're back. 3 years, man. A lot of inactivity after a clear victory over Mario Barrios. And fights were supposed to be made, never got made. Another fights were supposed to be made, never got made. Made the fight against Zoo. Popped my bicep tendon. Who would have knew? Oh, had to stay out for another year. Sad year, many tears, but somehow we lacked fear, we lacked worry, and we stayed in the grace, we stayed in the hope. We just stayed positive, just knowing that there are storms, there are dark times, but the sun, the sun will rise again and shine again. And just through the complexities of life, we've had stumbling blocks, but we're coming back on the rise, man, back in action. And that's what it's all about, man. The sport is about action. Of course, you guys every once in a while can see me do some commentating, do a little analytical work. I could always do a breakdown. Haven't started a podcast or anything yet. Um, but I know people just love a good Thurman talk. They love a good Thurman breakdown, but I'm still about that fight life, man. And I'm just so grateful to be here to showcase my skills and my talents in Australia. Get these touch down with these international fans. I've been getting love ever since the day that I landed here, and it's a good build up. You guys probably seen some face to face trash talking with Brock the other day. And it's just going to be a great event, a great fight. I'm looking forward to being underneath the spotlight once again. It's been a long time. I mean, a lot of inactivity, but this year, 2025, I'm doing my best to get back into activity. I want to have the most active year that I've had throughout my career in many years, and just reestablish myself in the sport of boxing. I might be 36 years old, but I believe we still have a few more good years to be at it. And that's just what I want to do, man. I want to climb the ladder, create that hype, create that buzz, and showcase my skills and talent to the world once again.
Well, the first part of that was super poetic, Keith. I don't know if you realize it, but you almost had a poem there, which I love. I love hearing you to talk and listen. But you mentioned your fight with Brock Jarvis. You mentioned about the verbal spat, the little gym encounter, or what you like to call him, Ken doll, I believe. Apparently, he doesn't like philosophy. So what you just shared with me, he probably would not have cared for it too much. But talk about what happened, and it sounds like a little bit of bad blood going into this.
We've had to do a few face-offs. We had to do a few face encounters. There was a great little snippet with Fox. I don't know if you were able to see that where we were at the desk. We were
Yes.
like at a table, and we were facing off. He didn't really have a lot to say that day, unfortunately. Um, but I was about to break down one of my philosophies and he cut me off. He's like, "Come on, man, just wrap it up. Stop talking, this and that." And I don't even know what it was, but trust me, you give me an inch, I'm gonna give you a mile. All right, say something, say something. You know, I don't know what it was, but he did the right thing. He cut me off. It pissed me off, and I was livid from that point on for the rest of that interview. I mean, I've only heard back from Ben, who was the host of the intermission in between us. He said, "Man, really, it's almost 20 minutes of you spitting at him because he didn't have much to say." He says it's really the Thurman show, but when we did the live gym feed, it was a few days after that event, and I think that on some level, his team must have let him know, like, "Hey, man, you can't let this guy treat you like that. Like, you got to say something back, Brock. You got to do something, you know." So I walk in the gym and everyone's doing their little media workout and everyone's being cordial. I wasn't even sure how it was going to be that morning. I was tired. I already did one media workout. Now I'm doing another media. This is our second media workout. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're working us out here like cats and dogs to promote this fight. Of course, a lot of excitement. Thurman in Australia. I get them. I forgive them for everything that they're making me do out here. And I pumped the brakes on him a few times. I've blocked him and I said no to a few things. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm very willing to help promote and do what needs to be done. So we walk into the gym. I see everyone's really just being cordial. I'm like, all right, maybe this is just going to be a really simple day. We'll just, you know, get in there, do what everyone else is doing, and get back and stay focused, have a good training workout later today, and do what I need to do for me, right? So Brock's in the ring, and I'm not really paying him too much mind. Some dudes on the side are doing little quick interviews and stuff. But then he's like, "What do you see with his combinations?" Brock's was hitting the mitts. I said, he's standing up tall. He's a little square. You
Hmm.
know, I don't see a tremendous hand speed. You know, maybe he's going light and easy right now, but, you know, we'll see what happens come fight night. And the funny thing is, though, there was one, I wasn't really in the mood, but there was one little brainwave that shot through. It was like, zoop, you know,
Hmm.
that one little thought, you know, like a little lightning bolt. It was like, yo, go run in the ring. And I was like, run in the ring. I was like, I don't know if I need to be that live today. So I was like, whatever, I'll tone myself down. Because if I went to the ring, if I interrupted his workout, I would see, I'd get in the ring. I might want to slap box his ass. I don't know what. I was like, you know what, Keith? Let's just not even give let's not even flirt with that thought for a second. Let's let that thought go. So I let that thought go, and I'm like, I think everyone's being cordial. So I get in the ring, and now that I'm in the ring, doing little BS warm-up stuff, nothing, talking to the camera a little bit. Brock comes up to the ropes.
Right.
See, I wanted to interrupt his workout, but just for a split second, I had the little thought. But I was like, bro, you ain't gonna be able to hold back. If you go up to the ring, you gonna get in the ring, you know? Luckily, Brock got up to the ring, but he knew how to stay behind the ropes. I wish a nigga would get inside the ring
You were face
before
to
the
face
fight.
though. You guys got face to face though.
But he stayed behind the ropes. Pay
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
You put me in that scenario, I'm not staying behind the ropes. That's why I didn't walk up to the ring. I walk up to the ring, I'm gonna get in the ring.
Right.
What do fighters do? Do fighters get in the ring or they stay out of the ring? Fighters get in the ring. So I don't know who on his team, who had the thought, if he finally had enough courage to try to come up to me or what. Because this boy ain't been talking all week. He want to talk about my shoes and my footwear. It was pathetic, but I had to give it to him and I had to act like I was offended. It was pathetic. So at the end of the day, I'm in the ring. He gets up there and I'm like, man, F this media workout. It's me and you. I'm gonna talk to you, you know? And he's saying some stuff. I got the little band on me. I'm doing my shadow boxing. He's saying some stuff. I'm talking back, and then I kind of walk away. I try to use the ring, and then he's talking some more, but he's not talking loud. I can't hear him. I said, all right, man. I got to get back to him. I said, Brock, what the fuck are you saying, kid? Say it with your chest. Say it like you mean it. I can't hear you. Say it with your chest. You know, and I was close, man. I'm 1-2 him. Like I'm almost like tapping this boy. I'm right in front of him,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, he's lucky. He's lucky he can't talk shit. He's lucky because if he knew how to talk shit, he would have got slapped. He would have got at least choked out. I would have put hands on him, you know,
It
because
looked
we
like
was he was because he was it just something about being in my space, something about being on fight week. I took you give me an inch, I'm gonna give you a mile. Give me a reason to not like you. and I'll take it. I'll take it because this is a kill or get killed sport, you know. And all due respect, every fight in the world, everybody I ever fought, all due respect to everybody. But come fight week, what did Kanye say? I don't know which rapper said it, but I got murder on my mind.
Hmm.
You know, it's not. It's like it's it's like metaphorically, I want to chop your head off. You know, we're only gonna box. I'm only gonna bop bop. Might give you a bloody nose, right? But metaphorically, it's Bernard Hopkins was the executioner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to understand boxing. Only certain people really understand boxing. You know, it's the executioner. I'm talking gaveling. I'm talking about chopping heads off. When I see my opponent on fight week,
Hmm.
I see them headless. I want this. I want to knock this block off. I wish I had some CG, boy. I wish I could just drop my head and put it over here for you with a bop. That's what's in Keith Thurman's mind on fight week. I want to chop your head off, man. And so he's lucky, man. I'm actually happy. I'm happy he don't know how to talk trash because he could have got me in another space, you know. But I kept it just on the edge, just cordial enough, exciting enough, enough hype, enough, because they ain't paying me to slap them today. There's a day they're gonna pay me, and that's the day he gonna get slapped. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, this is what I do. This is what I've done my whole life. This is just my dream. I just love boxing. So I'm happy to be here. I'm finally happy to get back into the beautiful sport, the tough sport, the hard sport. But once again, just the rough sport and somehow still the beautiful and amazing sport of boxing.
Yeah, your fist, Keith, in that video looked like about a half of inch
They're
from his face.
they're they're a hair, baby. I promise you. They're a hair. If he
But it
that
didn't
boy don't got
escalate.
no that boy don't got no hair on his face. He don't got no hair on his chest. I would have been hitting the hairs on his chest, boy. I was right there. I was
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I was surprised it didn't escalate. But obviously, man, you got the passion. I heard your interview. The passion, the love since you were 8 years old is still burning, the fire's still burning in you. At 36, you mentioned coming off injuries. Most guys are headed off to pasture, but you still, even after two losses, though, you still want to get in the ring with Tim Tszyu. This is obviously going out to Australia, but what makes you still want to fight Tszyu?
I mean, it was a good fight, you
Yeah,
know? It just did you see the banner? You saw the banner.
yeah.
You on the T-Mobile Arena, you saw the banner. Come on, man. Thurman versus Zoo. It just was a good fight, you know? And I think they still, on some level, they still want it. Um, and I just need fights proposed so that I can stay busy. And if, instead of the Thurman Zoo fight being one of the biggest matchups of the year at the start of 2024, now it's just a good matchup in Australia and Thurman continuing to stay busy, you know, and Zoo trying to take a name under his resume. Let's be honest, after his two losses, um, you know, he's got to get past Joey Spencer. You say Joey Spencer is a pushover is a little wrong. You know, was Joey really the biggest baddest dog coming up? Maybe not, but is he game? He's plenty of game. Is
Yeah.
Zoo game? We know Zoo is game, but Zoo he lacked defense. He's coming off of two losses. Where's his mental at? Where's his head at? Where's his team at? They still saying that Zoo's amazing when you're not. You need to go back to the drawing board. You need to take a few notes from last year. You need to buckle up and get ready for the real world of boxing because obviously you had a rude awakening. You thought you can be on I-95 with no seatbelt. Okay. So, like I said, man, um, there's matchmaking in boxing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with Thurman Tszyu as far as just matchmaking goes. And you know, he ruined his chances of being an American superstar. So I have to do it over here on Aussie soil, you know. But it gives me an opportunity to potentially have two fights in Australia and just, you know, broadcast myself to this international fan base. And like I said about you just mentioned the dream of an 8-year-old boy, you know, one thing that I loved about boxing was I got to travel the state of Florida. Then I went to Georgia, you know, then we went out to Texas and California and, you know, Colorado Springs, Colorado, you know. I mean, I got to travel. These trips I did in boxing are more than any vacation my mother could afford. My mother wasn't taking me on so many trips throughout, you know, she was a single mother. She wasn't taking me out on all these trips. Boxing allowed me to see America, allowed me to get out of the neighborhood. My friends weren't traveling like me, you know. And then I got to fight in Canada representing USA as an amateur, you know. And so boxing has always been that. I've always known that boxing has the potential to take you anywhere, you know. One of the most exciting fighters in the world, of course, Crawford, Canelo, Tank Davis. Of course, we still have so many big names, you know. But then you got the Tyson Fury, you know, you have European champions, Russian champions, um, all sorts of champions, and then Inoue from Japan.
Mhm.
You know, tremendous, exciting fighter to watch, Inoue. You know, so I mean, I just love boxing. I love that it's a worldwide sport. There's not too many worldwide sports. If I had to say it off the top of my head, you golf, soccer, football, right? And boxing.
Yeah.
There's not too many worldwide sports that are truly recognized on that world platform, world level, and boxing is one of them. And here I am now at the age of 36, after doing all that I've done in my career, traveling the world. You know, I've here in Sydney, I'm practically in Asia. Australia is practically Asia. All right. I've seen so many Filipino fans. Shout out to the Philippines.
Mm.
So many Filipino fans. They love my fight against Pacquiao. I have a tremendous Filipino fan base. I hope to visit the Philippines and to mingle with the fans. You know, if Pacquiao ever wants to do an exhibition match, we can do 8 rounds, Pac. Whatever you want, Pac. Let's get back. Let's do one more get back for the fans, Pac. You know, we can do it for charity, man. Let's do whatever you want to do out there, man. Feed the kids, give money to the hospitals, whatever you want to do, man. Let's do something big for the people, man. You know, I just traveling the world, man. Just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Always had since I was a kid, and now I get to do it as a grown man. But it's that feeling of joy. Like, why do grown men still eat ice cream, right? Why do you still like chocolate cake, right? There's there's that feeling that you had when you were a child.
Especially my mom's chocolate cake. But yes,
There you go, man. It might be mama's apple pie, pumpkin pie, that seasonal thing, that thing you only got once a year, you know? And every year, once the season comes, you gotta have it. You gotta have it, you know? And I just believe that this is the season of the comeback of Keith One Time Thurman, 2025. And I don't care who, what, when, where, and how we do it, but I'm on a mission and I'm gonna accomplish this mission. So if I have to do it out here in Australia, so be it. If I got to go somewhere else, so be it. If I got to get back into the States, so be it. Who, what, when, where, why, how, I'm not worried about that, but we're gonna make it happen.
let me, you mentioned matchmaking, Keith, and there's a name that I didn't hear, but let me play matchmaker for you for a second. I'm here in Dallas. covered your old nemesis for many years, uh, Errol, the Truth Spence. The fight didn't happen when we all wanted it to happen. What about getting in the ring with him? He seems to be looking for a fight. You guys would do huge numbers. Cowboy Stadium. What do you say?
Let's make it happen, baby. I signed my contract. It had Errol Spence's names right on it. I signed my side. You know, his side never got signed, and then he shifted away to go get the money with Bud, which I'm not mad at him. You know what I mean? I understand the sport. I understand the politics. I understand moments in time, and sometimes you do this instead of that. But I don't see why. I mean, it's a fight that really should have happened. We've been under the same management team for a long time. I thought, he was coming up on me, and then um, I was he really once I lost the title, he was about to fight Pacquiao. His fight fell out with Pacquiao because he was unifying, trying to get all the belts, trying to do the whole thing. And so if I didn't have the belt, he didn't have to chase my name no more, and he could just let me go off to the side. It is what it is. But yeah, the fight with Fundora fell out. I mean, I really don't need the Tim Tszyu fight. I think it's just a decent fight if I'm going to stay active and busy. But if Tim Tszyu obviously doesn't win in his comeback match, if he has three consecutive losses in a row, I don't know how much excitement I can milk out of that cow from that scenario. I would love to negotiate as soon as I'm back in the States uh, for the Spence fight in Dallas, in Vegas, wherever. I'll easily negotiate that fight right after this comeback fight, my initial comeback fight. So if we can make that happen, let's make it happen. I love the matchup. I've always been interested in sharing the ring um, with a great champion like Errol Spence. And I mean, the truth is, you fought everybody, but you ain't fight me.
Hmm, the truth. Yeah, that is the truth.
That's the truth.
Um, you broke down Spence and Crawford for me about a month before the fight. And then I actually saw you there in the tent at media day before the fight too. But you gave me the bloop, 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 and you kind of rated each of them and you analyzed it to perfection about Crawford beating Spence. Crawford now is going after bigger fish in Canelo. If that fight happens, break that one down for me.
I wish I was a little bit closer to Crawford and his camp, because I would like to know how they're approaching this. Now, the thing about Canelo Alvarez is extremely hard to beat, but he's not unbeatable.
Hmm.
Now, you can say this about every fighter, but this is Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is extremely hard to beat, but he's not unbeatable. We've seen him take some losses. We saw the first Golovkin fight where a lot of people didn't feel like he pulled it out. I wish Golovkin would have just thrown a little bit more body shots, did a little bit more because I felt like the fight was his. If he would have done a little bit more, it really would have been his. Just a little even pity pat stuff, just for the judges, obviously, because the judges made it a draw. So Canelo has good defense, good offense, good timing, good head movement now, tremendous power. Crawford, being the lighter guy, should have better hand speed. He has good footwork. How much he's going to utilize that footwork, that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in what type of strategy are they putting together to do one of the most tremendous things that anybody from the 140 division could do in the history of boxing. You know, to win a fight against Canelo Alvarez at 168 is on some level equivalent to what Floyd has done and what Pacquiao has done moving up through the divisions. But then again, when Pacquiao moved up, when Floyd moved up, you know, they barely passed the welterweight division. I think Floyd fought Canelo at a catch weight like 152 or something.
Mhm.
I think they probably, through Nevada rules, most likely had to wear 10-ounce gloves. That might have been one of the only fights where Floyd had to wear 10-ounce gloves in his career. Otherwise, as they transitioned, they still were at the welterweight division wearing 8-ounce gloves, you know? So at 140, 147, 154, and then skipping 160 and going to 168, not only is he putting on a lot of weight, which is going to be a challenge in itself for any athlete to move around athletically, it's like you want to be lean, you want to have that agility, but now you're holding on to extra weight and you got to move around. It's like putting on a body vest and now you're boxing with an extra body vest on. So I always worry about fighters moving up in weight because I just think it's going to slow them down on some level, or they're not going to be able to move around as athletically in the later rounds as they did when they were lighter weight fighters, you know? But then again, look at Manny Pacquiao. Look at how much he moved around at welterweight, how much he hopped around, how much he bounced around. So if Crawford plans on having good footwork, good mobility, staying out of trouble, I tell people when you watch Canelo versus Charlo, yes, Canelo dominated the fight. Yes, Canelo knocked Charlo down. But if you pay attention, after the knockdown, he never landed that shot ever again. He never landed another critical blow ever again, which means athletic mobility, defense orientated tactics, you can not get hit by Canelo Alvarez. There is a way to prevent being hit by Canelo Alvarez. The only challenging part is you have to not get hit by Canelo Alvarez, and in the same time, you got to find time to hit Canelo Alvarez. And that's what Charlo was incapable of doing in the fight, which lacked the luster of entertainment. So if Bud can put these two factors together, move with agility, head movement, defensive tactics, but find the way to integrate his offensive abilities, then we will have a very action-packed fight and challenging fight for Canelo Alvarez. See, I like to say what challenges Canelo Alvarez. Some people think that I just want Canelo to lose all the time or something, something, something. The thing is, I like to talk about what challenges Canelo Alvarez because we know how Canelo Alvarez is going to challenge everybody else.
Right, right.
What is there to say about Canelo Alvarez? He's going to walk you down. He's going to be consistent. He's going to be patient. He's going to be methodical. And he's going to try to freaking hurt you. What else is there to say about Canelo? Right? So whenever I'm thinking about a Canelo fight, I'm just thinking, what can this opponent possibly do that's going to make Canelo have a bad day? Because Canelo's going to be Canelo and give people problems. If you can't be his problem, he will be your problem. That's what it's like fighting Canelo Alvarez. If you cannot be his problem, like Bivol. Bivol had no problem with Canelo Alvarez. Do you want to know why? Because Bivol was the problem for Canelo Alvarez. Floyd Mayweather was a problem for Canelo Alvarez. That's the only way to beat Canelo Alvarez is you become his problem. If he is your problem, then you got a problem.
Yeah, and Floyd and Bivol, the movement that you alluded to, being able to move and stay out of, you know,
Well, Floyd used his head movement. Floyd used his shoulder roll. Floyd used counters and accuracy and different things. Floyd had to be in the pocket. See, Bivol didn't have to be in the pocket because Bivol was the bigger man. Bivol had the better reach. Bivol could throw the one, the two, and the one and keep Canelo at a distance. Even when he had him on the ropes, Bivol did not go one, two, and hook to the body or hook to the head. Because once you come in on the hook is a shorter punch, which brings you in the range of where Canelo would want Bivol. And Bivol is known for his robotic approach. He's going to box you like some freaking AI machine that's gunning towards victory and not towards excitement for the fans. I'm yelling at Bivol, hit him with a hook, throw a hook. He don't hear Keith Thurman. He don't care about what Keith Thurman's saying to the TV. You know, Bivol is a robot. He goes one, he goes two, and he goes back with the one, maintaining the superiority of dominance with his reach, staying out of the range. And that was the problem that he was bringing to Canelo, not allowing Canelo to be a problem to him. And so, Crawford's not going to have like a tremendous reach advantage or anything spectacular on that end. So he's going to have to do more of a hybrid approach, pick his shots, get in, smother, just use all the tactical stuff closer to a Floyd Mayweather mixed in with his own boxing IQ. And if he brings that masterclass Einstein approach, E equals MC squared, I mean, if you're not pulling out all the methodical things, I mean, you're just lowering your cases of getting a victory over Canelo Alvarez. Can you have a good fight? You can have a good fight. You want a victory over Canelo Alvarez? You better bring out the textbook strategy, Einstein approach. I mean, you just better be 100% methodical about it and execute your game plan. Floyd did it, Bivol did it. I think others can do it. I thought others would do it, and they didn't. So many great fighters fell short. When the first victory that I did not expect from Canelo Alvarez after the Floyd Mayweather loss was Anislari Lara. I did not expect Canelo Alvarez to get the victory over Anislari Lara. I thought Anislari Lara was going to be able to outbox, do what needs to be done, methodically approach, and beat the very tough Mexican fighter. And he was not able to do it. So there have been other fights like that where I thought capable fighters would be capable, but come fight night, they were uncapable. So, like I said, it's a good fight. I'm not in it. I'm not betting on it. I'm just gonna sit down, shut my mouth, and watch. But obviously, I'm gonna interact with some people and have some talks about it. I think we're gonna see two world-class fighters. I do believe that Crawford can do some very good tactical stuff, but he has to go in with the right mindset, the right approach, have the right training camp to issue that right performance. But otherwise, Canelo's a problem for everyone.
And I'm here with the champ, Keith, one-time Thurman. Big fight coming up March 12th. Let me end with one more question for you, Keith, just because your analysis is so great. Tank Davis coming off a controversial draw. We don't need to get into whether it was a knockdown or whatever. We all know the rules that follow boxing. He got the draw. Everyone, kind of like you and Spence, I'll compare it to you and Spence, wants to see Tank and Shakur. It would be this generation's Thurman Spence in some ways. If that fight still happens, how does that go? Does the shine go off a Tank because what happened against Lamont or the familiarity he had? Maybe it was closer than a lot of people even thought it would be. Give me Tank and Shakur real quick.
I still think Shakur hasn't beaten people like Tank. I mean, Shakur hasn't even been in with Isaac Cruz. Come on. I really, I mean, I get it on like some boxing level stuff, but I really don't get it. I don't. Do something, bro. Do something, bro. What have you done? Who
Mhm.
have you fought? Who have you beaten? Tank's got names, bro. Tank's been in the fire. I don't think Shakur's been in the fire, man. You know, I think this matchmaking is way weaker than just resumes. People see a skill set, yada yada yada. I get it, but word on the street is that boy's been slapped. Like I don't know. I don't like. It's really hard for boxers like that. Um, you know, he's gonna have to just box, 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 box. I mean, what you call it? Uh, just like the controversial fight Haney had with Ryan.
Mhm.
And Haney's a great boxer. They think he's like, they think he was the nicest. Not the nicest. They think Shakur's the nicest. I don't think he's the nicest. I think he's nice. Is he
Mhm.
really the nicest? I don't know, man. You want to know if he's the nicest, you got to put him with somebody who got drop bombs like ISIS, okay? You handle them bombs and then, let's see, man. I mean, obviously we've seen whatchamacallit lose in the past, Isaac Cruz, right? But like I'm saying, man, he ain't even been in with one of them type of dogs. I want to see dogs, bro. Get
Throwing
get through
from, yeah, throwing from every which way. Yeah.
go through some dogs, bro. Um, I mean, just put a few good names on the list. Like it ain't like he got. I mean, he's small. I mean, I don't think him and Rolly or anything like that. I think Rolly's too big and stuff. But I don't know, man. Like just the resume's not there. The resume's not there. I don't ever think about him and Tank. I don't know. You guys do, and I don't even really know why. I think it's just some like some fantasy football bullshit. I don't really think it's real, I don't agree with you on this that it's equivalent to Thurman and Spence. It's not. It's not. Thurman did a lot, Spence did a lot. And it was something that the world was ready to see. I don't think he's done a lot. I mean, just one. Put one on the resume. One good one on the resume. I would like two good names on the resume before stepping to Tank. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, honestly, it's the Tank show, man. Whatever Tank wants to do. If Tank says this guy's next, this is where I'm making my money next through facing the Shakur. This fight happened. I think they both put on good boxing, tactical boxing. I think both of their defenses were good. I think both of their offenses were good. They both found ways to get inside each other's guards, pop in with some counter punches. I think Roach had some of the better counters, which made people think that he won the fight. Forget about the knockdown, no knockdown. It was a close fight. It's a majority draw, you
Right.
know. What was the actual standing? I didn't get to see the fight. So what was the actual standing? Who I know a majority draw means two judge referees gave it a draw.
Right.
Who favored who on the fight card that that didn't matter? Who was the one referee that said so and so won the fight? Who won the fight?
I don't remember the judges on it.
See, you're not helping me. You're not helping me.
I'm
You're not
sorry.
helping me. I'm
I'm
not.
sorry.
I'm out here in Sydney. I didn't see the fight. I need details. Everybody wants analysis. They want breakdowns.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you. So whoever that referee said won the fight leans towards that person. Okay, but it doesn't matter because you got 1 out of 3. When 2 out of 3 call it a draw, this is what a majority draw is. For a quick breakdown analytically, just so that people understand how draws work in boxing, there are 3 ways of getting to a draw. Majority draw, which happened, or no, um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, majority draw, unanimous draw. All 3 judges see the fight as a draw, and then a split
But
draw.
yeah.
One judge says this guy won. One judge said this guy won. And the last judge says it's a draw. So when you have like just good fights, close fights, fighting the champion, you know what? Come on, you got to know parables in boxing. Protect yourself at all times, even after the bell, right? Don't hit below the belt. Don't hit behind the head, right? Don't leave it up to the judges. You got to know parables in boxing. And if you're fighting a champion, you got to beat the champion. You got to know your parables in boxing. So he could beat him and he could not beat him. You're fighting the champion. The champion gets extra credit. You get no credit. Champion gets extra credit. Extra credit, no credit. Got to get credit. Go to creditkarma.com, get some credit, okay? So the champion gets all the credit. 8.0 credit score, okay?
By
Leaving
default.
out with a Maserati.
Yeah.
Maserati, just sign here, give me $5, you got a Maserati. You get all the credit, okay? The challenger gets no credit. So when you really understand this approach to boxing, just based off fundamental parables, and then you rewatch a fight, you might just be like, yeah, he did it, but he ain't do it. Maybe he did it and didn't do it, or maybe it really was a close fight. Maybe it just is a majority draw. Of course, knockdown happens, knockdown counted, knockdown changes the whole scoring system, knockdown changes the whole fight. It was a great line, very controversial little thing that happened. Do you want that to be how the fight was won? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if an umpire, if it's like when the referees are the reason why a sporting event is one team wins and another team loses. It's all because of what the referee says, what the umpire said. He said it was a strike. It wasn't a strike. He said it was a foul ball. It wasn't a foul ball. It was a fair ball. You know, you want something that one of the, you want a little call like that to be the call of everything. And it happens in sports. Sometimes it is. Sometimes what the umpire said, sometimes what the referee did. Sometimes it is like that. Tank got lucky that dropping to a knee did not take a point. And hey, man, sometimes, hey, they always tell you good luck before a fight. I don't know. The fans tell you good luck. I tell them it takes good skills, but the fans tell you good luck. Hey, Tank got some luck right there, and sometimes you need it. It is what it is. I think if it's a good fight, they should run it back, make more money, let the fans see who really wins, and then go from there. If he wants Shakur, whatever Tank wants in his career, if he don't ever want to run it back with Roach, he don't got to run it back with Roach, man. This is boxing, but I know. Unfortunately, I had to miss this Tank fight. I do like watching Tank fights. Tank. I will go back and rewatch it, but Tank fights are some of my favorite fights to watch. Canelo fights. There's only a few fights in a year that I really try to keep my eyes on. So unfortunately, I missed it. It sounded like a good one. I caught a few highlights. Looked like some exciting action, and best of luck to both fighters as they continue their career.
Well, Keith, I'm gonna let you go, man. You're a fan favorite. Glad you're back in the ring. I can talk to you all night, talk shop like this. Love conversing. What should we expect from you on your comeback fight after 3 years out of the ring, March 12th against Brock Jarvis in Australia?
And just a good fight, man. I'm looking forward to this kid bringing it. He's a move forward fighter, so I believe the fight's going to be brought to me. I don't think he's seen footwork at this high level. I'm gonna see how we can get him with the feet. We can trip him up, cross him over like Iverson. Uh, I was able to school Mario Barrios with my footwork. He really underestimated how I move in the ring. And, I'm hoping to land some big shots. Hopefully, have an early night so I can get back to the US um, and be out there for, well, I'm gonna miss my daughter's birthday. Her birthday is gonna be coming up on the 10th, and I'll be fighting on the 12th. She'll be 2 years old. So I just look forward to having a great victory, dedicating this win to my little child, and just having a nice highlight reel for the fans to talk about as we move into bigger and better things in 2025. But it all starts right here, right now, come March 12th.
The TikTok knockout, right?
The TikTok knockout, that's right. Viral, baby. That's what the world's all about. I just need that one. Gotta go viral, baby. That's what we're
Listen,
here to
Keith,
do.
what's that?
That's what we're here to do, man.
Yeah. Happy birthday to your daughter. Good luck next week. And looking forward to talking to you after the fight. And hopefully we'll see that fight with Spence maybe later
Yes,
this year.
sir. Yes, sir.
All
The
right, man.
sooner the better.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Keith.
See
Good
you.
luck.